Alia here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back to slow stitch shenanigans. Every time I have to say that slow. So if you're new here, welcome. And slow stitch shenanigans is a collaboration I'm doing with my friend Alia, and we're inviting you guys to come along and join us. Alia and I are making little slow stitch books, and at the end of the year in December we're going to trade books. So everything that I'm making and creating in this book will go to her in December, so that's really exciting. I think the fun part is that we get to see every month the page that the other one has created. So I just think it's a fun idea, and we're just slow stitching each month, and so we're inviting you guys to just come along and join us for that. We have some very simple prompts down in the description, only because we're learning slow stitch, and we just didn't want a lot of pressure for big projects. That's why we chose the book, because the panels are small, something that we can get done month to month and not have to stress about it. So I, however, am a little stressed this month. Not stressed, but very late. It's already, when I'm filming this, the evening of April the 8th. And so some of you know I'm in the process of packing and cleaning out things so I can pack and move. And so I've packed fabric. I have my little handy dandy little tote here that I have grabbed some thread and thrown in here that I didn't pack, and just some little pieces of fabric that I thought I would use for my slow stitch projects during the time I'm staying with my daughter. And so I was digging in there today trying to figure out what am I going to do for April's page. And so I think I have something cute, but let me show you if you haven't seen them yet. This was January. The prompt was collage. And so just collaged some squares on there and did some slow stitching on top. This was February, of course. And the prompt for February was to use an unusual type of fabric or some kind of textile. And mine were little stuffed hearts that you would use for maybe a banner or something. And I took them apart and used that. And March was to use vintage fabric, and what I have here is a 1990 something fabric kit that had the fabric and the embroidery thread in it. And then I found an old doily at the Goodwill bins, and I cut the flowers out of that, scrunched them up a little bit, added some beads, and that was that page. And these I stitched on French knots, but all of the thread was the thread that was with this old sewing kit there. So that was March. So for April, here we go. That's where I am. I don't know, but anyway, I found something cute because Alia loves like lighthearted, fun things. She collects Garbage Pail Kid cards, and she's doing those mini brands with the little miniature different brands and things like that. If you haven't watched those videos, you have to go see them. Just be careful. One of those mini brands is a gross one, and they're truly gross. But I'm amazed at them and how fun they are. So anyway, I went through my fabric, and nothing was I don't know, calling me, until I found this little scrap. And I think that's so her, but it doesn't fit. And it fits perfectly this way, but my book runs this way. So anyway, I didn't want to turn it that way. So my fabric is packed, but I went digging I knew I had a little fat quarter of this fabric, and sure enough I do. And so I think I'm going to put that on there. Now the prompt for this month is to put a pocket on your page and put something personal in it. So I think what I'm going to start with, I'm going to just catch you up to here. I'm going to cut this out. I think I'm going to stitch around I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe stitch in and out. I'm not sure. Let's see. I don't think I have time to do a whole lot of stitching around him, because you would want to change colors, I think, unless I just stitched around in black, but where's the fun in that? I never noticed that those are lemons for his wheels. That's cute. Anyway, I'm going to use this. So we're gonna start with that. I'm gonna stitch this down. I always do a little stitch around here to hold this onto my little book page so I can stitch on it. And then a pocket. So I'd have to cover something somewhere to add a little pocket, but I'll work on that little design. Maybe if I cut this out on another piece, I can make the pocket the same design and we won't be missing out on too much, because that's kind of the only one that you get the whole scoop with. So I hate to cover that up, but maybe, or maybe this one can be the pocket here, since we're not going to see all of that anyway. I'm not sure, but anyway, wanted to catch you up to this point. Yeah, I just need to figure out the pocket part. A little blue jean pocket would be cute. I don't know, we'll see. Well, let me get started with this, and I'll come back for an update soon. So it's nice to see all of you. I'll see you in a day or so. Okay, I'm back. It's been several days. For you, it's just been a second. April is to add a small pocket holding something personal. Now, let me show you. I said in the front part of this that Alia is very fun-loving. She loves to collect like the Garbage Pail Kids, and she's got the little minis that she's collecting right now. And she's always just like, I don't know, it's always just a lot of fun just to see the things that she likes to collect and do. So it went very, very lighthearted. And I had this fabric, little squares, but when I saw this, I thought how cute that was. And I think it's really cute fabric. And I thought it was just fun enough that would make a cute page for Alia's book. So for my April page, here's my little pocket page. So I started to stitch, you know, like the blue jean pocket and has the stitching. And I was going to put little French knots on there, and I messed that up. So I just ironed on these little iron-on appliques that I found actually at the bins. So I ironed that on there, and then there's really not much stitching on here other than I stitched all around following the zigzag so I could hold the Kool-Aid page down, and then, you know, just add, to say that I actually stitched. I did stitch around the pocket, and I just combined yellow and red embroidery thread and stitched around it. So I had this little, she's going to trump me on this personal part because I wasn't sure if I understood it correctly, but in the whole idea of having fun and fun loving, I came up with something else because I had a cute little treasure and I was going to put that in there, and then I have something else I thought she would truly love. And if you watch her channel, you know that she's collecting those mini brands, and in anything mini. We used to do mini moos because she loved mini stickers, mini everything. Anything mini, this girl loves it. So let me show you. In all my, you probably don't know this, but in my other hat that I wear, I have an eBay store, and I also fix and restore toys and things like that. And in my collections, I always have little tiny things that I just keep in a tin, and they normally go to little dolls, little Shopkins, things like that. I have this tin, and I thought, rather than something like sentimental or things like that, I think these minis would put a bigger smile on her face than if I sent something personal, things like that. Here's a tiny, tiny remote. So I'm going to put as many of these in that pocket that I can. The bear's a little bit fat, So I may just send him along. But, and then again, they go to little doll sets like Shopkins and things like that. But I thought, let me zoom in. That would put a bigger smile on her face than anything else is to get minis. And I have several of them that I'm going to send her that they don't fit in the pocket, but I was going to send her anyway, which is what made me think she would probably like to have these in her pocket. So that's my personal thing. It's personal, I think, for her because she loves this stuff. So let's see. So this is a little cola bottle. So I'm going to put that in there. I think it's going to stick up a little bit, but probably no more than like the flowers did on March's page. Those were kind of thick. So I'm just going to put the little, this is really cute. It's just like a little, maybe a sundae or milkshake or something, but it's really cute. So I'm going to put that in there. And I didn't have a little Kool-Aid anything. That would have been really cute. And what I might have to add is a little closure to my pocket. Here's just, this one is just a little miniature clock. So I may have to put some kind of closure on the pocket. But, okay, so I don't know how much. I'm going to put the little remote in there. I don't think. I think she's going to get a kick out of it. So, I don't know if the fish will fit. Look at the little bear and the fish. Okay, I'll put one fish and then the others I'll just send along in the other package. So, yeah, I definitely am going to have to put some kind of closure. But this isn't what I originally was going to put in here. So, but I was just thinking about it. It's like she just loves... First of all, she loves collectibles and things like that, especially childhood collectibles, which her childhood is different than mine. So I do go back further than she does. So, but anyway, this is my March page, and I think she's going to love it. I think she's going to love the minis. And even if they don't go in her fridge, she can put them on the shelf with her other, I think her mini brands come with different things, but she can definitely put them on a teeny tiny shelf. So that's it. That's what I'm going to send her instead of anything else. Because if I know her, I am sure she's going to love the whole minis thing. I even printed a Kool-Aid package. I was going to put that in there. Still could do that. But I don't know. When I was in there doing my inventory, I found these and I'm like, oh my gosh, I know who's getting these. And I thought, why not just put them in the pocket for this month? So here we go. We have, let me zoom out. Hold on. I hate to zoom out because I never know the mess you're going to see because I am working at the dining room table now that I'm all packed up. So let's see. February and then January. All right. So far we have 4 pages in our book and they're going to be so pretty. I haven't done the cover and I'm not going to do the cover until the end because I just don't know. Yeah, that's a little thick, but I'm okay with that. So yeah, it will have a cover page. I just don't know. I did find, let me just show you. When I go to the bins, I just pick up random things here and there. And these are like little girls' headbands. But what I thought was they would make, they're beautiful bows. So, and they're pink, which is Alia's favorite color. So, I was thinking those would be really cute. I don't know. Both on the front, one on the front. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I want to use these for. And I just found them at the bins. So anyway, I don't know. I'll have to start working on that. It's already April. So December will be here before I know it. And then I'll be complaining I don't have my cover done. But I do have my crazy March page done. And I think she's going to like it. I hope she's going to like it. I've told her before, it's like, if you see a page you don't like, just tell me and I'll replace it. But I don't think she would ever do that. So here's hoping that she likes it. So again, once we finish this book in December, we're going to put the little, I'm going to bind mine with buttons here. I don't know how many. I'll have to find some vintage buttons and I'm going to put them on here. And that's going to be my binding. And then so it'll look like, I'm keeping that one on there because it's covering that. I have it duct taped to my to my table. Let me tell you, while I'm all packed up, I am improvising for sure. But anyway, my light is duct taped to my table. But anyway, it's all going to be good and thick. And then finish it with the buttons, probably maybe 3. I think 3 is a good number of the buttons with the cover page. And we'll be good to go. And then we're going to send them to each other. So that's going to be so fun. I love seeing the pages each month, like what she creates in the book that I'm going to get. I'm just like over the moon. And she has the best ideas. So that's why I say she's probably going to trump me, I'm sure, on the personal part. But I think I came up with a pretty good idea for her. So anyway, all right, guys, you go over to Alia's channel. Let's see what she's created in her book for April and watch all of her videos. I say it all the time. We have 3 collaborations right now. So I say it in every single video to go over and watch her videos. And in her descriptions, you'll find the link to her Etsy store. So if there happens to be journals left that she has created, you would be able to get one. They're beautiful. And then she does all sorts of things on her channel. So you get a good variety over there. And she is a joy to watch. So you guys hop over there and let's go see what she's made for this month. So going over there to do that. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.